Hey everyone, it's Bertha Reorgan here, and this is my review for Americana, the new film directed by Tony Tost and starring Sydney Sweeney, Paul Walter Hauser, Halsey, Simon Rex, Eric Dane, and many, many others. Now, Americana has a very interesting release date history, or shall we say release date hell, because technically this movie was supposed to release worldwide in 2023. It premiered at the South by Southwest Festival in that respective year, but has lingered in terms of a release date until this point, where it's finally released worldwide in theaters in 2025. Now, a lot of things have changed since its initial release date, or initial plans of a release date, as Sydney Sweeney has become one of the biggest stars in Hollywood at this point, and also Tony Tost, who's the director of this film, happens to be a showrunner for Poker Face, which was the show that was created by Rian Johnson, and this happens to be his feature film debut, and I would say it's a pretty decent debut, and I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's pretty much a hyperlink Western crime thriller, and it is split up into chapters, and I thought it was pretty interesting. The characters were really well done. I thought the story is, building up to that tension-filled last chapter, and it does a pretty good job. Again, there's nothing explosive in terms of storytelling here. There's nothing really revolutionary in terms of what it's trying to do as a narrative film, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought that the performances were pretty solid. You have a really good performance from Sydney Sweeney here, who is doing a character that is kind of a little bit different than her usual characters in films, where either they're going through a really rough period in their life or it's a lighter fare. And I feel like even though this film is obviously a dramatic role for her, I think she does a pretty good job with the kind of subtleties that this character is demanding. Paul Walter Hauser does a great job here too. He's a great performer. And again, he's a very subtle performer too. He's not over the top whatsoever. And he does a pretty good job with his character as well. Halsey is a big standout. And I would say that even though Sydney Sweeney is technically the top billing for this film, I would say that Halsey is almost the main character here, even though there's a lot of characters intertwining with each other within their stories. And I think even though she's technically a musician, she does a really good job here with her dramatic role as well. Again, there's nothing really revolutionary about the story. It comes to a very, violent and tension-filled ending. But for the most part, I was entertained. It's a very quick and very easy watch. And yeah, it doesn't overcomplicate things, even though it's a hyperlink drama. And it was solid. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but solid. 7.5 out of 10.